Last time on Race to the Moon. Welcome back, my friends. This is Craig, and we're here with another episode of Race to the Moon. And between last episode and this episode, my lava is empty again. I did some mining, a little bit of mining. I just did some caving, and I also brought back the stuff from the quarry. And I'm processing. I have tin in here right now. I got a lot of tin. 800 plus what's already been. Okay, so almost a stack in there. So about 850 ingots of tin. And I'm grinding up copper because I can get gold as a byproduct of copper, which has been my primary method of obtaining gold because I've been having a hard time getting gold as of late. But with all of these ores in here, I have quite a bit of ore that needs processing. I want to get the pulverizer and stuff like that set up in the moon. I might actually go with the sag mill because I think the sag mill gives me a higher percentage of secondaries. I think. I don't know, but I personally prefer the pulverizers. But as I stated last time, we are going to get that set up on our AE system on the moon and get that all hooked up, and I'll walk through how to do that. So let me get some stuff together, figure out exactly how I want to do that, and I will bring you back in once I am ready to go. See you in a minute. Okay, so apparently at some point in time, I accidentally threw out a stack of cheeseburgers. So I am without food at the moment, but that's okay. We will solve that issue later. So last episode, we talked a little bit about channels and, well, probably a little more than I originally had wanted to. And I had mentioned how channels, or how each face of the, what is that? Okay, that's just power. Each face of the controller can accept 32 channels, as well as the dense cable can also accept 32 channels. So what I want to do is send that out with 32 channels out of each side of the dense cable. And I want to split this up. Ah! I'm stuck! What is this? This is smart cable. Okay. So what I can do is this side, I have 6 channels. And this side, I will have 1 channel. So now they are separated. And the dense cable still has 7. So this is the same. But now I can have 8 running off that way, 8 running off that way. And if I'd like, I could do that and have 8 running off the top and the bottom as well. I don't think that's 100% necessary at the moment because I want to set up a sub-network for over there for the machines. So we're going to try to make this on the cheap. And what I did, I made a P2P tunnel. So we are going to find a place to put the P2P tunnel. And I forgot one thing. Are you bread yet? You're bread. Let's make you toast. I need some quartz cable. I have 1. Great. What can I get rid of? I can stack you guys. Whoops. Quartz cable right there. That'll be fine. Back to the moon. Okay, so we're going to set up this P2P channel, or P2P network, off the back. We're going to do this, I think. This will give us 8 channels on the opposite side as well. So I'm going to put, that's my dense. I want not stone. All right, let's put some of this stuff away we don't need, like that and that. That. The dolly. Sleeping bag. All right. Free us up some space. And I want to run this 1 block lower, so I'm going to run it here. Smart cable. Boom. P2P. And I'm going to need to put a anchor there so it doesn't, whoops. That is not what I wanted. I wanted that to face the other way. Do I have my wrench? I have a whole bunch of wrenches. P2P. Give me some space here. That's going to lose all my air, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to have to put that, that. And I'm going to need an anchor. Let's go grab an anchor. These are real cheap. What does that take? 10. Okay. More stuff. Because we need more stuff. Are you toast? You're toast. You. And I want to make some hamburgers. Put you in there. You. Thank you. Because I knew that was going to happen. Nom 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 nom. Okay. So we're going to put this cable anchor right. Not you. Not you. Not you. What is wrong with you? Why are you doing these things? Okay, seriously, this standing on cables thing is irritating. No! No! Okay, I can do that. There we go. That'll fix that problem. There we go. Now they don't connect. Perfect. So now this is its own network here. This will have its own 8 channels going across. And I can do this and run it cheap. And I didn't really want to open all this up back here, but oh well. So I'm going to bring this around backside, and I will... Oh, shoot, we got the tunnel in the way. I'm going to dig this around, and I will bring you guys back in, because this is going to be long and boring, and then I'll show you how to finish setting up the P2P. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got everything dug out. This is actually my second time recording it, because I've crashed. So I apologize. Let me get... I literally just booted everything back up here in the game. But I'm going to clear out some of my inventory and just show you... I need those. I need them. Just show you what I got going here. I'm going to clean this up. And I need you. Okay. So I've got my dense cable here going into my smart cable, going into my P2P tunnel, as you saw last time. And this smart cable here shows 2 of 8 channels. And those 2 channels, the only thing that's on this line right now are the 2 P2P tunnels, this side and then the one on the other side. Here you can see this cable going up into a quartz fiber, and all this line is doing is pulling power, because the quartz fiber does not transmit data, it just transmits power. So this is simply to power this line. The P2P will gain power off of this line. The line inside the P2P will not. Once you get them both set up, you need this memory card, and you shift and right click on one of the 2 I'll show you. So shift right click on one of the two P2P and it says successfully saved settings. And you come over here to the other side where it is set up very similarly. And you just right click instead of shift, successfully loaded settings. And what that does is just tells those two P2P tunnels, hey, talk to each other. And same thing here, we got the power running. And that is to power this section of line, because this is already receiving power. So I've got these two P2P tunnels communicating. And if I were to hook up another terminal over here off of this line, I would see everything that I can see over on that line. This is just like a bridge. And this is the network river that runs under the bridge. So this is just a bridge between here and there. So this line right here, this smart cable that comes out, is the same line as the smart cable that runs out of the back of this dense cable. And yes, I could have just run one cable over there and just had one smart cable. But similarly, I could change this out with dense cable going into the P2P tunnel and have 32 channels over there, which I probably will eventually. Right now, I set it up with just the 8-channel smart cable as a proof of concept. And then once it gets over here, I don't want the export buses going into each machine, because that gets expensive with channels and also gets expensive with network or export buses. So what I did is I have the export bus just going into a chest. Invalid machine. Yeah, that's because I clicked the wrong button. And right now I have copper ore in there. And what I can do is put in these expansion cards, because by default you're only allowed one slot. These expansion cards will allow you to open up the rest. And I can put in iron, I can put in, I think that was tin, and I could put in lead. I could put in gold and all of those. And it will pull each of these out of the network and place it into this chest. Another thing, though, especially with things like copper and tin, every single mod adds in its own version. And I haven't figured out how to delete those to where they're all the same version of copper and tin and aluminum and all of that. And I want to make sure all of them are captured in this system. So I went ahead and made this fuzzy card, and what that's going to do is accept the aluminum ore from every mod. So anything that says aluminum ore, regardless of the item ID, is going to get pulled into this chest. And where did my... Oh, that's right, because I had the transfer node on there. So right now, I have all of those in there. If I go ahead and drop them into this AE system, and they go into my storage, that export bus should be pulling everything out and putting it into this chest. It obviously grabs some copper, because it's pulling copper in right now, because I have this transfer node on here. Get off there. Ah! My torch! Alright, so now copper's going in there, and it's going to be slow. I'll put some acceleration cards in here to speed this up. I can put one. Can I stack these? No. Okay, so I can put one acceleration card to help. Oh, I lost the iron and lead, but that's okay. I can put it back in. So all the ore are going to come into this chest, and then I'm going to use a transfer node to transfer them to the machines for processing. And then I will have a second chest for dust that will have an import bus, which I put away. And then the import bus will go back into the line, and all of the dust will go into the system, or I'll smelt it up and then it'll go into the system once it's an ingot. So that is how we're going to do that. And eventually I'll have these hooked up so I can automatically just demand, like with the induction furnace or with the alloy smelter, stuff like that. We'll get that automatically set up. But this is a really cheap and easy way to get your machines hooked up to the AE system, where you export it into a chest and then use a transfer node or something along those lines, item ducts, similar things to actually put them in the machines just as is. And then we'll get into crafting. I've got the crafting terminal set up, but I need some more things before we can get started on that. But we'll get into that at a later time when we can actually call things and have it automatically craft and stuff like that on demand. So that'll be a lot of fun to get set up. But right now, I think we're going to call it there. I seem to be having a little bit of a power issue. My capacitors are empty. I don't know why. And this thing is draining. I know it's nighttime. Oh, I probably have no generators functioning at the moment, because these aren't hooked up. Yeah, I just don't have any generators hooked up. That's why. That's what's going on. And I clicked on my power monitor and crashed the game. So, but I'm going to work on getting some more of these machines set up, get everything going here, and we'll get all the machines and everything hooked up with the transfer nodes in the next episode. We will see you guys in the next one. Later. That's PDP. Poof. Why are you facing that way? No, I don't want you facing that way. No. Alright, fine. No. Maybe like this. No. No, that's not right at all. That's not how any of this works. Can I turn it around? Oh, come on. We should see this export bus start putting the items in there. Why are you not? Alright, let me... Do I have this in here backwards? I bet you I have this on there backwards. Okay, so that should be correct. I know what I did wrong. Okay. So, I forgot one thing. With the P2P tunnel, you have to tell it which P2P tunnel it gets connected to. That's not the button I wanted to do.